Hey guys, it's Rich. Alright, so I just put together this screencast. I had some thoughts and it was just a little too much to articulate in an email, so I figured I would just record my screen and talk you guys through a few things. So, okay, my plan was once you click on education or lessons or however we want to link to the lesson area, or I'm calling it the new lesson mini site, this is what would happen. So you'd click here or here and then it would launch this new site. It could either launch in a new window or the same window. It's up to us really, just style preference. All right, so here is the new lesson site. I'm going to provide the link as well too. It should be in the email. So instead of having a full screen background image like we do on the main Tim site, like let me go back. So this is a main background image with this banner sort of enveloped within these perimeters. So now instead, I love the both looks, but now we have the full banner, and you can see once you slide the screen, it'll be full blown and blow out to any size screen, whatever the person or the viewer is on. So that's what's nice about it, and I love that look too. So now it's great because we're utilizing, two of my favorite looks, which is the full background and now the full banner. So this banner, by the way, it's set to hover pause, so when you mouse over it, the rotation stops, and then when you mouse off, it continues again. And you can see there's a little loading bar here at the bottom. You'll see it start there and then end there. It's transparent. And then you could navigate, once you mouse off, the rotation starts again. And you can navigate by either clicking on the right, left arrow here, or there's three little dots on the bottom that you could skip to whichever one you want. And then you can see this new type treatment, which I love, by the way. I'm not sure if you guys are a fan of that, but I love that kind of stuff. I'm going back to the reference to restoration hardware, that whole look and feel. I love playing with fonts like that. So we could obviously take that out if you guys aren't feeling that, but I think we could do some nice things with these decorative elements and some type to do some call to actions and have these floating other graphics on top of these background banners. All right, so take a look. Once you start to scroll down, I want to show you guys there's an animating effect happening here. I'm using a little bit of parallax. I know Jay or Michelle, you mentioned that Jay wasn't a huge fan of parallax, so I just use very subtle hints of it. So once you start to scroll down, you can see this image swoops in from the left, and then same thing with these images here. This one comes from the left, this one comes from the right, and this one slides up. And it only happens once, so you have to refresh again at the top to see it. It's only the first time that you scroll down. Even this little decorative element slides in. And same thing with this type treatment, the journey slides in. And then the other use of parallax that I'm using, again, very subtle, is that you'll notice that this type treatment on this textural background wallpaper, it's sort of floating and hovering on different layers. It's called 3D parallax background. So then it just adds a little more depth to the viewer. So they're almost like in a space, and it's almost like a subconscious thing. Most people wouldn't notice it, but they kind of do. It just feels like a nicer experience. Instead of having all this flattened as one image, you now have layers moving, so it just adds a little more substance to the site. And same thing with even this text, which, by the way, this is all placeholder, but even the text is moving on a different layer than this background. And yeah, by the way, all these images, just placeholders, but if you happen to like any of them, I purchased all of them. I have a new site called Dollar Photo, which is great. And, so I own all of these. I thought this was a good one for Journey. Guys, starting his new exploration or journey on a path. But yeah, we could obviously swap all these out. This is really just to get an idea of how this theme lays out, where it's like banner, and then you could have, different rows of elements, whether it's 3 featured boxes. I put lesson 1, 2, 3, but we could put anything there. We could put stories of the week. Anything. I like the number 3. I always like 3 in a row, but we could even put 5 things there or 3, and then a click to more. These buttons have mouse overs too, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So very subtle uses of parallax. I'm just going to ask you guys not to check it on mobile yet or iPad. I haven't really ironed it out. It's only really set up right now for desktop, but I just want to show you, just to give you an idea of what happens on mobile. So I'm going to shrink my screen so it's the size of like a phone, and you'll see what happens is you get what's called, let me move this to the middle, the hamburger effect. This is like the hamburger icon. Everyone uses it now, Facebook, Google, And when you click on it, now you get your navigation opening up like that. So instead of the other way, how we have it on the main site, where it's a navigation bar with the anchor in the middle, now you have these 3 lines. And then you'll notice, instead of having things 1, 2, 3 in a row, now they're stacking. So 1, 2, 3. So same thing with the other site. Even this footer, address, contact, social, now they're stacking instead of being in a row. So then you'll see once you open it up again, then they go back to stacking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so that's the intent for once we iron it out on mobile. And then, by the way, there's also a back to top button, which is nice. So it's just this little transparent button that will rocket you back up to the top. Another nice little thing this theme offers. And also this home button, I don't know what we call that. I was thinking about main website, or the idea is that once you click on this, it launches you back to the other main site, which would be this site. So, and then once you click on education lessons, then it's going to go back to this new lessons site. All right, and I'm not even sure about this navigation, the way I laid it out, as far as what to have. Maybe we just have lessons 1, 2, 3, and just have all the lessons, and maybe just store and contact. So that's something to think about. I wanted to change it up a little bit again, so the viewer knows they're in a different website or different area of the site, which is lessons. So we can think about what we want to put up there. But that's totally up to you guys, really. So again, this is just to give you an idea of this new theme. It's a full banner theme. It uses a little bit of parallax. It could use a lot, but I just put little subtle hints of it. And that's pretty much it. I'm curious to see what you guys think. I know it's a totally different leap in a different direction, but I guess that was the goal. So let me know what you guys think. It's just a broad stroke, a real broad stroke start to what we could do, just in mixing it up with the lessons. And even these type treatments, I know they're pretty extreme. It's something new, but I love that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if you guys do. Playing on different types and these little decorative elements to tie back into the friend delay, or the free delay. I can never say that right. This little icon here that's in your logo. So I have little subtle hints of that even in this background wallpaper here. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think. Give me a call tomorrow. I'll be around. All right, all the best.